So today I'll be showing you how to make an easy infinity dress. So to make this dress you'll be needing at least 3.5 yards because I'm making a full length infinity dress. I'm yet to decide if I want to add a slit in front or not, but let's just get right into it. So we'll be needing a scissors, the fabric. I'm using this white dashiki fabric, and then I have my tape and a chalk. So for this tutorial we'll be needing, the measurements you'll be needing is mostly your waist measurement and the length of the dress. So my waist measurement is 30 inches. So, and you know it's going to be a high-waisted skirt. So to cut out the amount of fabric I'll need for the bottom of the dress, and then I'll cut out the band, then I'll cut out the strap for the top of the infinity dress. So for me, I think I should use this much. It depends on how gathered you want yours to be. I really don't want mine too bulky. The way it's folded is 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, and then like 6 yards. So I have 2 here already. So I'm going to cut off from this point. Okay. I think it's just better to just eyeball how much you think would make a gather for you. So for me, I know this much would be enough for me. I don't need that much gather. So I'm just going to cut it at this point here. So this part will be the bottom of my dress. Keep it aside. And then the next thing to cut would be the top. The dress has two long straps on top. So that's what I'm about to cut now. It's the 2 straps that you can tie anyhow you want. So for me, this is my 2 straps here. I think they should be able to cover me up. So I'm going to cut it out now. So since I'm managing my fabric here, because I don't have up to 4 yards of this fabric, I only have 3.5 to work with, and I need the strap to be long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split it here. I'm just going to split it at this point here. And then from here, after cutting it to this point, because there's no need of making it too long strap all the way to the back, so I prefer to, when I cut mine, from after the point I feel like it will cover the bust, I have to cut it this way, like slant. Like from here, I just go all the way in. And then the piece that I cut off from this end, I attach it at this point here to elongate the strap. So let me cut it so you could see. Because I feel like if you have any opportunity to manage the fabric, what's the point of wasting it? So guys, see what I'm saying here? I think I might have made this just too sharp. So here, I'm going to split this end into 2. I'm going to split it into 2, and then so Guys, what I'm saying is the remaining fabric, I have one piece in front and then this is the other piece. But you know, the infinity dress, the strap has to be very long so that you could tie it anyhow you want to tie it. So I'm going to, the piece that I cut off from this part here, I'm just going to attach it to the end here, right? That way I have like a very long strap to work with. So now I'm just going to sew the skirt part of this, and then fold the ends. People normally iron into it, just so you guys could know the measurement I'm using. I'm using 10.5 inches for my band. This is the band, and then the length, 10.5 is the width, and then the length is 32.5, because my waist is 30 and I need 1 inch seam allowance to sew in the zip at the back of the skirt. So here is my band, and then with my band I'm just going to the machine to sew these parts together, right? First I'm going to attach these straps, these shorter ones, to the ends of this to elongate it, and then after that I'll attach this to the skirt. Like, I'm just going to fold the ends and then fold all the rough ends in so it will look clean, and then I'll attach it to the skirt. So I got my whole band for the waist of the skirt and it's 32, but my waist is 30, so I'm using the 2 inches remaining as my seam allowance. So this is the center of this. If I fold it, the band, so I'll minus 1 inch just so I will know where to stop as I'm coming down. So this is the 1 inch that I'm supposed to subtract when I'm attaching the band. So I'll just mark it with the chalk, and then here. So I'm going to make the skirt. I've already put the 2 ends together, and then I made a mark here just to know the center of the skirt. In girder for this skirt, I'm actually using pleat, but the pleat is not the box pleat, it's just an ordinary pleat. So for the center of the skirt, I don't like to pleat it immediately. I give it like 5 inches and then I start pleating. So it's like 2 pleats meeting at the center, and then the middle is just straight. So I've made like a few inches here. So now I'll start pleating. So basically, I just eyeball it. I fold and then I sew. Remove the pin holding it. And then I fold again. And then I tuck it into the band, because I find it to be easier this way. And then I fold again, and then I tuck it into the band. Like this, I'm just going to continue to the end. Like, I fold and then I sew, I fold and I sew, and this is the pattern that I get. Just like this kind of pleats facing this way. But if I'm going to make girder, what I normally do is I just open up this band and then I just crunch up the fabric, tuck it in, and then sew. Scrunch up the fabric, tuck it in and sew. Scrunch up the fabric more, tuck it in, So you see, it's a different look from this part. This part is like pleat, but this part is like the gather part of the fabric. So it depends on the type you want. You could use this type of flay, or you could use this pleated type. Guys, that this is just to make a skirt, and then you attach the straps for the top of this infinity dress. As you can see, I used a pleat instead of, as you can see, I used a pleat instead of gather. So see the kind of pleat that I made for the skirt. So I just folded the fabric, but the center of the fabric is just plain. I didn't fold it, but from the two sides I folded it coming inwards. Like this side is coming this way and this side is coming this way, but the center has no pleat. That's the kind of pleat I decided to make. It's not box pleat, it's just ordinary pleat. And as you can see, the strap is now very long because I ended up attaching the other parts that I cut off to this one, and then I did the same thing for this one here. So this is the point where I attached the two. So it helped to elongate this strap even more. So now the way I'm going to attach this strap to the skirt is just this way. So the two sides that has the two sides that has the straight line will be facing each other, and this will be the center. But the part that has the curve, this will be at the sides. So now when I get the skirt, so this will be how, this is how I'm going to attach. So now that I have the skirt, this is how I'm going to attach these two straps to this skirt. So the straight line will be in the center and the curve will be by the side. But then I'm going to attach it one on top of each other, maybe by 2 inches, because I don't want it to be separate. Guys, I don't know if you understand. I don't want to have a space in between. So I'm going to place this by 2 inches on top of each other. I'll still get the V when I fold this fabric and tie it. I'll still get the V on each side. But just because I don't want to have a whole space inside of the skirt, I'm going to attach it with 2 inches inwards. So this is the 2 inches, right? I'm just going to eyeball 2 inches. And then with my pin, I'm going to hold down the 2 inches, right? And then see the line that I made on the skirt to remind me of the center, the middle of the skirt, right? So this is the chalk that I used, this is the mark that I made here. So with this mark here, I'm going to put this in, right? I'm going to put this in. And then I'm just going to fold it all the way in. But I'm going to give it a little bit of gather by the bust, because I don't want to make it just straight all the way around. I'm going to make a little bit of gather here, right? And then just fold it as I'm attaching it. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Just fold it as I'm attaching it, because I don't want it to go all the way to the back. If I make it straight this way, then it will go all the way to the back, because the waist of the skirt is not that wide. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm attaching this strap, I'm going to give it a little pleat here, so that when I'm wearing it, once the bust enters inside, it will have something to hold on to. But if it's straight, if the bust enters, it's too plain, nothing will hold it. But this pleat that I'm going to give it now, when I'm attaching this here, would serve as a dart to hold your bust in when you're wearing it, if that makes any sense. So now, so that's what I'm going to do for the two sides of this skirt, and that will be all. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe. Bye.